Hey, Tim Unkert here, and in this video, we're going to create a PHP program using object-oriented programming that allows us to create new objects where we have a certain number that we're going to put in. And then what's going to happen is the program is going to run and list out all the integers from 2 up to that number and including that number. And then it's going to tell whether each integer is a prime number, meaning it's divisible by only itself and 1, or a composite number where it's divisible also by another number. Okay, so I've got my text editor open, and let's get started. So I'm going to create a class, and I'm going to call that class. And actually, let's get the font a little bit bigger for you. Okay, let's go here. Check up that font to 18. Okay, cool. And we'll get to that menu. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to have a class, and we're going to call that class prime or composite. Okay, and before we even do that, let's open up our PHP tags, and then let's close our PHP tags there. Okay, so we've got this class prime or composite, and then inside the class, we're going to have our methods. And we're only going to have one method. But we're going to say function, and we'll call this function is prime. And we'll pass in some number. Okay. And then what the function is going to do is it is going to we'll do a few things. Let's get started with what it's going to do. So we're going to start with an index variable I, and I'm going to set that equal to 1. And I'm going to say while I is less than num, well, something's going to happen. Okay, let's clear out some of these spaces here. Okay, so while I is less than 1, or less than num, we're also going to have another variable j, and that's going to equal I plus 1. And another variable prime, that's a Boolean, and we're going to set it equal to true. Okay, and then we're going to have a for loop. So we're going to say for, and then k equals 2, because we're going to start at 2. K is less than j, and I'll explain this in a moment while I'm doing this. And then we have k, and we're incrementing that. Okay, and the reason we're going to do this is we're going to divide j by k. So we're going to say if j, and we're going to divide and try and find a remainder. So if the remainder is nothing, that means it's divisible by whatever that k value is. So the way we write that is this modulus operator. So we say, if this variable j divided by k is equal to 0, well, if k was something like 1, then it could still be a prime number, right? If k was something like the same number as j, then it also could be a prime number. But in this case, we start k at 2, and k is less than j. So if j divided by k has a remainder of 0, then it's divisible by k, and k is not 1, and k is not the number that j is. So we're then going to set this prime variable equal to false because we have a composite number. And we're going to break out, okay? All right. At the end of this while loop, also, while I'm here, I'm going to have to increment 1, or increment I, because otherwise that would be bad. We'd have an infinite loop. Okay, so once we're out of this for loop, what I'm going to say is, well, if, and then if prime, so that means if prime is true, Well, what we're going to do is we are going to echo something. We're going to echo the variable j and then concatenate something onto it and say something like is a prime number, okay? And if this isn't the case, so prime is false, so what we're going to do is we're going to still echo j, but we're going to concatenate is a composite number because it's not a prime number, all right? So we're going to save that where it is right now. So we've created this class, and now we have to create an object. Okay, so what I'm going to do is create my first number list, and that's going to be a new prime or composite. Okay. And then I'm going to say that the solution to this is equal to the first number list, and I'll use a little arrow there, and then we're going to call that function is prime, and we're going to pass in some number, so say 10. Okay, and let's go back here and just be specific and call this the first solution. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is open up a terminal over here, and let's increase the font here. Okay, and let's cd into the math where I have this, and then cd into prime or composite. And here I have PHP installed, so I can run this prime or composite PHP program. So I'm going to type PHP prime or composite.php. Okay, and we'll see here that it's printing it out, but it doesn't look that great. So I'm going to go back to my program here, and I'm going to add escape characters here. So I'm just going to add an escape character there, and an escape character and a new line there. Okay, I'm going to hit save, and let's go back to our terminal here. And let's clear this stuff out and rerun our program. And we'll see that looks a nice lot better. So we say 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 4 is a composite number, 5 is a prime number, 6 is a composite number. Now, the cool thing about object-oriented programming is I can go here and let's just let's echo out, say, a couple new lines here. And let's create a second number list. And that's also going to be a new prime or composite. So another object here. And we're going to say second solution is equal to the second number list. And we're going to run the method here, is prime. And this time I'm going to do, let's say, up to 100. Okay. And I'm going to save that program. And now we're going to move over to our terminal, and we'll clear this out. And we're going to run this program again. And you get, if I scroll up here, I'm going to get 2 through 10. And then I got those new line spaces there. And then I start 2 and I go through 100. Okay. So, and you'll see, 97 is prime number. So you can put really any number into this method and have it spit this stuff out. Okay, so I can reuse the class above and the method with a new object. So I can create as many new objects as I want. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, as it really helps the channel grow. And I thank you for watching, and on to the next one. I'll see you at the next one. Have a great day.